Meow 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 meow. Hey, it's I, Kamurai, and this is the play spot where I talk about games and stuff and things that have been on my mind or that I'm doing. This is kind of a light game week in particular, but I got kitties. I do. You're just poorly timed kitties. Exactly. You should have came in at the beginning so I could head you here for the camera. You just look out the window and ignore me because you're a cat. Um, I love that I think that I don't have a lot to talk about, and then I start writing things down for notes, and it looks like I've actually got some stuff. So the very first thing is board games, because yay. Finally got my friends to play Thunderstone, which is really a weird game to try to get people to play now, because it's like, well, the first edition's out of print, so you can't get it unless you pay people in an alley somewhere. And then they want stuff. But you get Thunderstone Advance, and it's compatible rules and cards and stuff. And I've actually played any of that because it doesn't look like I'm going to for a while. But so Thunderstone is really great. It's essentially the deck building version of D&D. You have a party that is your party. And your deck is your party's readiness. And as you fight monsters and gain money and experience, etc., you can level up or get rid of party members that are in the deck and upgrade them to actual heroes. Because your starter guys are like level 0 minions or something, or mercenaries. I can't remember what they're called. I really can't. Let's see but like you've randomly assigned heroes and randomly assigned monsters to create this dungeon. The game goes until the hero parties can venture through the dungeon and retrieve the Thunderstone. There are, with each expansion, there's supposed to be a new Thunderstone that you can mix into the deck. So I think it helps prolong the game a little bit, but it doesn't do it. No, it doesn't prolong the game, because it's really whoever beats the monster in front of it gets the stone, if I remember correctly. That was one of the weird things, is the book is written very well informationally, but finding things in the book is really kind of difficult because they didn't do certain things. And it's, if you know the game, then you're like, yeah, it's under this section. And if you don't, then you're like, well, where the fuck is this thing? And then you're reading through this one section, you're like, oh, that's where this is. And then so you never say anything again. But for new people, it is so important to write your books, your information pamphlets for new people. I'm so glad that Soda Pop Miniatures finally got that note, because the Forgotten King book is immensely better than the Super Dungeon Explorer Classic. I hate that book. That first book was so awful. So let's see. But yeah, so in that game of Thunderstone, I felt really bad getting them on board, because there were no weapons. Like, it was just the daggers. So the dwarves still had sharp edges, but like we had to build up heroes, and we had to build up things to build up the heroes, and we had a bunch of like immune to magic assholes. So like 2 of our decks were like, oh, we can't do anything against them. And then the other guy was trying to get a certain strategy going, and he just couldn't do it fast enough. Let's see. Kevin, if you're watching, I actually need enough viewers to poll people. But sorry, guy messaged me about a game thing. Let's see. So we did it because we like deck builders enough. We actually ended up going back to granddaddy of deck builders, Dominion. So real quick before I get into the game, I forgot that Rio Grande Games had announced that they aren't going to do any more Dominion expansions. And they're a bunch of lying assholes, because they just brought out the latest thing called like Adventures or some shit. I completely taken them off my radar, because it's like, I own all your shit. I'm going to keep enjoying your game, enjoy my money. So now I have a new thing to pick up eventually. I just need the time to actually utilize it and like people to actually play with. but I think another buddy of mine's going to beat me to it, and he's going to end up with a copy for us to try out. I'm still didn't get. I don't feel like I got enough out of guilds. I really liked guilds. I really thought that they were kind of good stuff, and I wouldn't mind playing just guilds on its own. Let's see. Okay, so on to the game of Dominion itself. There's a couple things I want to talk about here. How do you say it? You randomly generate the stock each time, and I've never felt good about how to veto it. One of my friends has a system for it. It's like you pick 3 extras, and then so you pick 13, you get rid of 3. Or the 10 plus n being the number of players, and you eliminate, and so everybody gets a veto. And I actually really like that because it's very similar to things that we did for Catan when we play our custom games. But this time, we didn't do any of that. I was just let's just set it up and get it out there. And I looked at everything, and I was just like, I don't like any of this. So when I look out and I see a bad stock, I'm like, I do like, I at least like loan. I like loan. I like all the special treasure cards. They're fun. I tend to lean towards the money because you can play as much money as you want per turn. Actions are still limited depending upon what cards you're buying, and you can chain actions. And I've always found it annoying to have to go through the deck repeatedly, but occasionally it does help. But if you keep the deck thin, that always helps. So I like loan because loan lets you go through, find another treasure, and possibly trash it. So if you get some loans going, you can cycle through your deck and get all the crap out of it, as long as you're not buying too much new stuff. Now, the problem was, I don't remember what all the different cards were, but I definitely misread one of the cards. It was Develop, I think. It's the one where you trash a card and then you get a card that's worth 1 less and 1 better. But I had read it so it's like if you trash a copper, then you have to go get an instate, and there are no 1s, but it's actually a -1 and a 1, so you just get rid of the copper. It still would have been bad to do it. I was probably thinking remodel, how you remodel coppers into estates, and that probably still wouldn't have been a bad way to go. If I'd done that and loans, I think I definitely would have sped things up a little bit. Maybe even because there was border villages and there were great halls. That's right. So I was trying to whenever I had enough, I'd buy a border village and a great hall to try to steal those down, because I bought the loans up pretty quick. So I was trying to get enough great halls and get to buying duchies and provinces so that I could edge them out in the game early, and it just did not happen. And I realized about halfway through the game what the mistake I had made with Develop, and then it turned out that Cat whooped our asses pretty hard because let's see. Yeah, so I'm, as much as I like Dominion, I'm not that great at it, because it does take some forethought and real strategy, and ultimately it does take. It is a much more strategic deck builder because it has those restrictions on it that give it that finesse. Where I'd much rather play something like Ascension or Ascension, Penny Arcade, or Star Realms, because it does not have those restrictions on order of play. The order of play matters other ways. And then Town of Curry, if we're going to have restrictions, I like those restrictions because it actually has the same restrictions. It has a command phase and a hiring phase, but it has enough other mechanics going on that it makes you feel like you have more agency, and the game feels like it goes a lot quicker. Maybe it's just because I played it only on the iPad. So maybe shame on me. Because I'm spoiled with my technology. That brings me to an interesting point about something else, but Dokapon Kingdom, because I I can't remember if we really played this or not, but like I love this game so much. It's a digital board game in the truest sense, but there are some things about it that would not work in real life. Like you could do it, but like it'd be such a pain in the ass. Be such a pain in the ass. Like each space would have to have their own little deck of random monsters, or you'd have to like have roll on some chart for each space and a bunch of stuff you wouldn't want to do. You barely want to do it in the video game because the fighting does get repetitive. But all the time when like you're playing with people and like they leave and it's like, oh, I'm not playing this again for a while. We didn't even get to shoot each other in Towerfall. Towerfall is a new expansion. I haven't been playing it yet. Oh my God, what's wrong with me? Rooster, you're fired. Oh, he actually ran away under the bed. Well, so it's just I want to do the things, and so maybe I can talk about Steam now. Like I want to look forward to Steam, and I want to look forward to doing it. I've actually been dredging the bottom of the pile to see like some of the cheap games if there's anything worth a damn. And I realized like my gaming wants are so different from when I was younger, but they're a lot the same. I just didn't realize what they were when I was younger because I grew up on side-scrolling platforms. I grew up on first-person shooters. And I grew up on RTSs and RPGs too, real-time strategies and role-playing games for those unaware. But oh God, how do I say this? But I look at them like these are all stupid. I don't ever want to play these again. Like it takes something like A Boy and His Blob, like a 2D puzzle game, Fire and Ice for the Nintendo. I still miss that game. That really gets me excited. So now I see all these 2D platformers. I'm like, which of you suck? And it's so hard to tell. I'd much rather play like a really lengthy RPG or a tactical game, or like Blood Bowl, like something I know is gonna be good, full of strategy. Whether or not I end up good at it is another thing entirely. But I like games that I enjoy playing, and I don't get that rush reward all the time from games where it's like, oh, I beat it, I am the king of everything. Now I get that sometimes, but I don't get that over other people. It's just like, okay, I won, let's play some more. I'd much rather enjoy playing a game than winning the game. So like I have a constant thing in board games where if I like losing at a game, that's a good game. And I think I've been trying to find the same thing in video games, and things like Portal definitely strike my fancy in that direction. Oh, itches. There was something else that came to mind. I lost it. Blood Bowl. Blood Bowl is another one where I can actually lose and I'm fine with it. Because I enjoy the actual game itself. And hopefully, I'm going to have more time to play games. But like, hopefully as I make time to sit down and play something, I get into it. But I think for now, it's going to be a couple delves into Ascension, and then eventually trying to get back into Dragon Age and Original Divinity. Original Sin? Is that what it's called? Beyond Divinity? I don't remember. I'm so sorry, I don't remember. It was a really fun game. I liked that one. But I couldn't manage it at the time. I suckered myself into it. I'm sorry I fired you. I am. Did you leave again? You did. Little fucker. Yeah. Mobile gaming. People call these phones. They're not phones. They're pocket PCs at this point. I give a crap. It's really hard to find someone who has a dumb phone. And even if they have what they call a dumb phone, it probably is pretty capable of doing one or two amazing things. I've been looking for mobile games that I could actually put on my phone and enjoy, so that I have something to go to besides like Tinder or stupid dating things where I can scroll through people's profiles and be like, pretty, like an idiot. And I it's a horrible addiction that I never kicked. but it exists. It happens. It's what I do. So thankfully, I keep finding it's just one company. They keep putting out these games that are all elemental based. So I've played the same game like 3 or 4 times, and they keep evolving and changing it slightly. Like, and now the latest incarnation is Battle Camp. It's like essentially a Pokemon version of their game, where you have 5 elements. And these are typically the same. You have no, they've changed it up a little bit, but you have fire. Currently, you have fire, water. Got fire, water, leaf are on one track, and then stone and air against each other for whatever friggin' reason. And in the previous version, if I'm remembering correctly, it was light and dark were against each other, and then they had like lightning, fire, and water against each other or something. I don't know, but they take the same basic system, and they put it out there, and they put out a in-app purchases, so that you buy shit to advance yourself. And I don't know who the hell's actually paying them money for that. Like, the game was not that interesting, even if I was doing that. Unless I had like an infinite hack. Unless I had an infinite money hack, I would not have sunk money into that, because the game wasn't that fun. And it's cute that you can feed monsters to other monsters, and I actually heard about it from Dodger Lee over on the Co-optional podcast, and I hope that she has not been sinking money into that, but we'll just have to see. Battle Rap. Yeah, that's their next game. Watch. It's gonna be Battle Raps, and you're gonna fight each other with elemental music notes. But the saving grace, for the phone games is that I found the company's done a few games. Some of them are better than others. A game called Powerline. And I'll go ahead and load it up and show you. Hopefully it won't sucker me into playing it on camera, because I don't have that going on. But it's essentially a grid game. I will show the smallest version of the first one. This is the very first map. So if you notice, like, there's little houses. You have to power all the houses from this power plant. If you click the power plant, his little pipes or whatever change direction as they line up with other things. They light up, and as you correct all the pipes from turning outwards, eventually you do that. There is kind of like a mechanical bliss, because they never should have programmed it where the pipes can point outwards, because it's just more work for you, which is kind of irritating. All right, shut down. My battery. Because it's more work for you. It's a very unnecessary work. It's like, I just go around like, okay, let me point all these inwards. Did any of that line up? Okay, let's go to the next thing. It's like, it's not, there's no mystery there. It's not a decision. And as you get to the larger maps, it definitely starts getting a little bit harder, but it's definitely good brain food if you were looking for that. So that's shitty mobile games. This brings us to Minecraft before I lose my mind on the last topic. Minecraft's fun. I like playing Minecraft. I think I've been a little lazy because I've been stressed out, and I like getting into Minecraft. But when I get into Minecraft, it's like, oh, let me just play this instead of living. Because I do find it very relaxing, even with creepers and shit blowing up on me. But I spent a little time yesterday. Yeah, okay. I did watch Community. I spent a little bit of time yesterday researching some mods. I found a teleportation mod. I found some block physics that may or may not actually work in 1.7.10, because That's where Mo Creatures is at, and that's what I base my server on. So as long as we're even with Mo Creatures, then I'm okay. I'm happy. Like I found a tree capitator. I found a mini map. I actually found a thing that's called More Foods, but I really want to put in, but I need something else to work before I put in another mod. I don't want to put in just one more mod. I want to put in like 2 mods at the same time. And if we could do things like All Will Fall, I would love a 1.7.10 version of All Will Fall. Supposedly there's a 1.8. So like if Mo Creatures gets upgraded, then we can do that. I think there's 1.8 versions of everything else that we're using currently. And then I think there's a 1.8 for the teleportation mod, but the 1.7.10 is just a zip file, and I can't get it to work over the server. The other one that I really would like to have in there, because I think it should be part of the game, is the Archimedes ships mod, which will let you make boats and airships. And yay, that'd be so much fun. But as soon as you mount the ship with the other mods installed, it crashes. So I'd have to strip it all down and try just the Archimedes ships to see if it works at all. As there is that chance. So I'm still at the point where I'm trying to glass in our reality rail. Maybe after I get that done, I can go to the Nether and be like, let's make this pretty. Because you can glass in the Nether, and then the gas can't see you. But it still busts like normal. So you have to have cobblestone to make it impenetrable. But I don't know. There's things going on in the end. We apparently have at least one player who is fighting baddies and is on his way to the end. Like he's got a portal built. He just needs the eye or whatever to activate it. So once he gets all that up, he's going to map it or put signage out and everything so that people can find their way there, and if they want to try to fight the Ender Dragon, go ahead, because it's never been on my agenda. Minecraft I've never needed a game for Minecraft. I enjoy the virtual environment. I enjoy doing whatever I want to do with it. But you just lay down, I'm on camera. Mean little fuzzy butt. So it's just not on my agenda. I'm not saying you shouldn't do it. I was super happy when another guy wanted to do it, and then he gave up, and then now we've got a guy on there that wants to do it. So yay! I'm glad he can assist other people, because him and a couple other guys have really put a lot of work in on the server. So I'm glad that we have a virtual community of some sort. Let's see. Okay, I do want to, before I go, I do want to lose my own mind a little bit and talk about if you are playing a CCG or a TCG, or you are playing some game that requires you to buy massive amounts of models and really invest in your game. And especially if it's a meta game where they change things every 6 months or 5 months or monthly. And particularly the former talks about like Magic the Gathering, the Pokemon CCG. There are a couple others that exist like Yu-Gi-Oh! And then there's, for the other side of it, Warhammer 40K, Private Presses, War Machine, and Hordes. Just be careful and cautious. I fell in love with 40K back in third or fourth. I played through fifth fairly religiously, and it just dwindled on till sixth. And I was hoping that if they're going to bother to put out the new rules, it would do good things and it would reward me for spending all this money with their product. And nope, it invalidated half my shit because I had some of every army, and just monstrous. So trying to like bounce back from that at all is just a terrible, terrible thing. Um, so it's not worth it. It's really not. And if you can keep a running catalog of your stuff, maybe that's less effort than trying to go back and catalog it once you try to sell it. Because damn, I am losing my mind trying to catalog and price a lot of this stuff just to get the rough estimate of what it's worth. And then like my Pokemon cards are not in the best shape, so I'm gonna have to like find out what it's worth. All right, catalog what I have, so I got to finish pricing it based on online demands, and then I got to go. Well, it's probably worth half of that, so I'll ask for half of that. So it's probably going to be like a quarter of the whatever the in demand price is, and I might throw in like $20 for shipping or something. And then it'll just go away, hopefully, and then I'll have a couple bucks. But more importantly, I won't have to move it. That's my biggest thing, because just paying the gas to have it in the moving van at this point is going to be what is terrible. So hopefully the next month or so I'll get that sold before I get out of here. I don't know if you can see that or not, but two of the cats just ran in chasing each other. Now they're stalking each other. Yeah, they're funny. The lads. And that right there is why I need a new laptop at this point, because they keep breaking my laptop when it's over there. Because when it's over there, it sits on that table, and then it falls down and it lands on its power port, and the cord shoves into the power port, and then I want to kill them all. You didn't do it. Just the orange one that time. Oh, but I think that's it for me. I got to go. Normally I do another one of these over in Jam on Toast on Tuesdays. So I've got to line it all up and just see if I've got the energy in me or not. I probably do not. And I'll do it before I start watching stuff tomorrow. That makes more sense. So I will not be doing that. But have a good night, and you'll see me next time. Bye.